Before we dive into this haunting mystery, make sure to subscribe to Crimes Through Time. And if you love uncovering history's darkest secrets,
give this video a like, it helps others discover these forgotten cases.
Now, let's journey back to post-World War England,
to a lonely country lane, a dead woman,
and a man on a green bicycle who became one of the most mysterious figures in British criminal history. It was February 5th, 1919, a
bitterly cold winter evening in the Leicestershire countryside.
The Great War had ended only a few months before, but the nation still carried its scars. Soldiers had returned home broken, families were grieving, and rationing was still a reality of daily life. England was quiet, tired, and trying desperately to heal.
But that evening, on a stretch of road near the village of Little Stretton,
something dark broke through the calm.
A farmer walking along
the lane spotted what he thought was a pile of
clothing by the roadside. As he drew closer, he realized with horror that it was a young woman lying face down, motionless.
She was fully dressed, her hair matted, and her face pale. The woman was Bella Wright, 21 years old, a factory worker from Stoughton.
Bella was well liked in her community, practical,
polite, hard-working, and known for her independence. That day, she had ridden her bicycle to visit her uncle in Galway,
a few miles away.
She had left around 6:30 p.m, but she never came home.
As the local constable examined the scene,
there seemed at first to be nothing suspicious.
The road was muddy from rain, and her bicycle lay a short distance away. It might have been an accident.
He thought perhaps she fell, hit her head,
or was struck by a passing cart. But then, someone noticed something unusual.
A small wound on her left cheek. It looked like a puncture, almost circular. The local doctor thought it was too clean for a fall.
When they cleaned the wound, they saw the tiny black edge of what appeared to be powder burns.
That changed everything.
Bella Wright hadn't fallen, she'd been shot through the face. The police now faced a murder case, and there were almost no clues.
No witnesses, no weapon, and no clear motive. But there was one strange detail that several villagers mentioned.
When Bella was last seen alive, she was not alone.
She was cycling with a man, a stranger, on a green bicycle.
That description set the whole investigation in motion.
People across Leicestershire began to talk.
A mystery man on a green bicycle had been seen riding beside
Bella on the road towards Stoughton that evening. The pair were even spotted chatting in the village before heading off together.
Who was he? Days later, the police canvassed nearby villages.
Bicycle shops were questioned.
Few owned green bicycles in 1919. They were rare and distinctive.
Word spread, and soon the press had dubbed it the Green Bicycle Mystery.
But despite national attention, weeks went by with no progress.
Then, the trail went cold.
It wasn't until 2 years later, in 1920, that the story suddenly came alive again.
In the River Soar, near Leicester, a workman made a disturbing discovery.
While dredging the riverbed, he pulled up the frame of a green bicycle, rusted and dismantled. Its serial number had been filed off, but some markings remained. Police tracked the partial number to BSA Cycles, the Birmingham Small Arms
Company, one of Britain's premier bicycle manufacturers.
After combing through records, they found a match.
The green bicycle had been sold in 1910 to a man named Ronald Light. The name meant little to most people, but to the police, it soon became everything. Ronald Vivian Light was a 33-year-old engineer and former soldier. He came from a respectable middle-class family, had been educated at Harrow, and even served in the Royal Engineers during the war. But he wasn't without shadows.
Light had a reputation for being quite odd even. Before the war, he'd been dismissed from a teaching position over allegations of misconduct involving schoolgirls.
Nothing was ever proven, but it left a mark on his record. When investigators arrived at Light's home, they found he still owned the same
brand of revolver that could have fired
the fatal shot. But when questioned, Light seemed calm, almost too calm.
He claimed he didn't know Bella Wright.
He admitted owning a green bicycle, but said he sold it years ago.
Then came the moment that changed everything. In early 1920,
police divers searching the same stretch of the Soar discovered 2 more pieces. The green bicycle's handlebars and pedals,
along with a service revolver.
Magazine the same type used by British officers in the war. The items had been wrapped in cloth and thrown into the river deliberately. It was clear someone had tried to destroy evidence.
When detectives confronted Light again, he began to crumble. He eventually admitted that, yes,
he had known Bella, and that, yes,
he was the man seen riding with her that night. But he insisted she was alive when he last saw her.
Light told police a calm, rehearsed story.
He said he met Bella by chance while cycling near Stoughton.
They chatted, and she seemed friendly.
She told him she was visiting her uncle, and they rode together part of the way.
At a crossroads, she told him to go ahead. She wanted to check her bicycle chain.
He rode on and never saw her again. As for the green bicycle, he panicked when he saw newspaper reports of her death, fearing that his name might somehow be linked to the crime.
He dismantled his bicycle and threw it into the river to avoid suspicion.
It was a strange and almost unbelievable confession. But then came the crucial question. If Light was innocent, why did he also throw his service revolver into the river around the same time? Police now had enough to charge him with murder.
The trial opened in June 1920 at Leicester Castle,
drawing massive crowds.
Reporters from across Britain packed the courtroom. The press loved the story: a respectable engineer, a mysterious country lane, and a woman shot dead under the moonlight. The prosecution painted Ronald Light
as a liar and coward, a man with a history of deceit who couldn't face rejection. They argued that Light tried to flirt with Bella,
and when she rebuffed him, he shot her in anger. The bullet, they said, came from his own army-issued revolver. The defense, however, had one powerful advantage: no gun was ever found.
No bullet was conclusively linked to Light. There was only circumstantial
evidence: the bicycle, his evasive behavior,
and his suspicious actions afterward. His lawyer, the brilliant Edward Marshall Hall, one of the greatest defense counsels of his time, made a passionate case. He reminded the jury that Light had no criminal past, no record of violence,
and no known connection to Bella before that evening.
He called the prosecution's theory pure conjecture built on fear and gossip, and when Light himself took the stand, his quiet,
educated demeanor seemed to work in his favor.
He admitted he panicked, that he'd been foolish to hide the bicycle, but swore he never harmed Bella Wright. The jury deliberated for just 3 hours before returning their verdict.
Not guilty. The courtroom erupted. Some applauded, others gasped.
Outside, crowds cheered as Light walked free, but not everyone was convinced.
Even today, over a century later, the debate continues.
Did Ronald Light really kill Bella Wright?
Or was he merely the unlucky man who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time? What makes the green
bicycle case so enduring isn't
just the mystery
of guilt or innocence, it's what it revealed about early forensic science and the fragile nature of justice in a world still rebuilding after war. The case pushed the boundaries of evidence gathering and witness reliability.
It showed how easily fear and rumor could drive a narrative, and how a single, distinctive object, like a green bicycle, could define a man's fate. Ronald Light lived out the rest of his life quietly.
He never spoke publicly about the case again, and died in 1975,
taking his secret to the grave.
Bella Wright, meanwhile, became a symbol, the green bicycle girl,
forever frozen in time on that lonely country road,
a victim of circumstance and perhaps of fate itself.
To this day, her death remains one of
Britain's most haunting, unsolved mysteries, a tale of suspicion, secrecy,
and silence that continues to whisper across the English countryside every time a bicycle
wheel turns down an empty lane.
Thank you for watching Crimes Through Time. If this story fascinated you, make sure to hit the like button and
subscribe for more journeys into
history's darkest mysteries.
And tell us in the comments, do you think Ronald Light was truly innocent, or did he get away with murder? We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious, stay safe,